Thank you for joining us to learn more about the Potrero Yard Modernization Project. This presentation includes information shared during our September 2023 Community Open House, recent Neighborhood Working Group meetings, and other public hearings. All information is current as of February 2024. For additional information and most recent project updates, please visit us at sfmta.com/PotreroYard.
How a reimagined Potrero Yard integrates into the neighborhood is largely determined by a combination of building color, sizing, and materials. To better understand how best to integrate into the neighborhood, we conducted a community survey in spring 2023 to receive feedback on specific building materials. When asked about the preferred use of concrete at Potrero Yard, most respondents felt that option 2 was the most appropriate for the site, with an emphasis on balancing concrete with glass. Additionally, when provided with lighting samples, most people preferred option 3 that minimizes light pollution while also creating safe, well-lit sidewalks with lights that can also be adjusted to playful hues. The survey also asked people to consider their preferred approach to glass. Option 3 was the community favorite with large panels of glass. Lastly, 3 different variations of metal screens were included in the community survey. Most people chose option 3 as the most appropriate style of metal screening for Potrero Yard. The selected facade materials reflect the results of community feedback from our survey, as well as design guidelines that were created in partnership with the Potrero Yard Neighborhood Working Group. The design guidelines emphasize use of industrial materials and can be seen in the project design with bronze framing, perforated metal paneling, and painted interior elements. This mid-block rendering of the Hampshire Street housing entrance displays a unique mix of industrial materials supported by community-preferred use of glass, concrete, and metal screening. A grid system of windows and paneling is visible throughout the Hampshire Street block, integrating the podium-level housing with the bus yard below. This design is enhanced by carefully placed trees and landscaping. A similar pattern is found in the alternate design of the paratransit variant. With a view from Franklin Square on 17th Street, we can see the full integration of the bus yard with its glass wall, allowing for public visibility of Muni operations and the housing site above at various heights and setbacks. Additionally, both corners of the block are anchored by proposed retail or commercial spaces, with smaller spaces for street vendors throughout 17th Street. 17th Street is activated by this combination of uses and supported by a mix of vibrant public art near Bryant Street, a variety of industrial building materials, and fresh green spaces. Seen from the north, the refined project alternative maintains the proposed glass wall on 17th Street, allowing for public visibility of Muni operations. Additionally, in the paratransit variant, 17th Street is still activated by a mix of vibrant public art near Bryant Street, a variety of industrial building materials, and fresh green space. At the corner of 17th and Bryant Streets, the mix of both building materials and colors is evident with a mosaic art opportunity facing Franklin Square and a range of colorful insets along the Bryant Street housing. This mix of color and materials supports street activation while also integrating both the industrial feel of the immediate neighborhood and colorful nature of the Mission District. From a view along Bryant Street, the color combination of Bryant Street housing becomes more evident and balanced with lighter toned housing on the podium. A tower at the corner of Bryant and Mariposa Street stands as a pillar, inviting shoppers to the ground floor retail opportunity. A grid system creates cohesion throughout the site while mirroring other buildings in the neighborhood. Both the refined project and its paratransit variant are proposed to have the same design as the proposed housing and retail on Bryant Street and are not impacted by the paratransit programming. A close-up view of the housing entrance on Bryant Street sits at about mid-block with an inviting landscape, specialty paving, and bronze awning to highlight the entrance. The facade and building look and feel have been refined since the introduction of early conceptual design with input from the community and stakeholders. Along Mariposa Street, the bus yard is visible with industrial notes such as roll-up doors for the bus entrance and exit and visible support beams. Again, the grid system on the podium level housing and Bryan Street housing integrates the overall housing design with the functional design of the bus yard. The refined project variant retains the same industrial design elements with administrative and maintenance functions for paratransit operations on the podium. A close-up of Potrero Yard on Mariposa Street highlights a third art opportunity using glass. This and all other art opportunities will be discussed further in the public art section. The Potrero Yard modernization project proposal is augmented by PNC's dedication to partnering with the city to maximize local business enterprise participation, as well as job and career opportunities for SF residents. Additionally, as a developer team with strong roots in the Southeast Corridor communities, PNC has joined the city's public engagement team to conduct broad community engagement that informs, educates, and collaborates with neighbors on the project development. PNC and the city developed the draft LBE plan for the bus yard infrastructure, which will be monitored by SFMTA's Contract Compliance Office. The draft LBE plan was published on January 12, 2024, and made available to accept public comments through January 29, 2024. Key elements of the draft LBE plan include targeting outreach to LBEs classified as micro LBEs and based in the project area or other disadvantaged communities throughout the city. Identifying a lead developer LBE liaison that supports LBE participation. Developing an LBE trucking program that prioritizes San Francisco-based trucking firms. And creating an appropriate reporting protocol for team accountability and transparency. A separate LBE plan will be created for the housing and commercial component and will be monitored by the city's contract monitoring division. Additionally, the general contractor ultimately selected to build the bus yard will be expected to adhere to the city's local hire policy for construction, SFMTA's employment training program, and city's first source hiring program. Potrero Yard has been reimagined with the support and guidance of the community since 2018, beginning with the creation of the Potrero Yard Neighborhood Working Group. More recently, during the pre-development agreement phase, PNC joined the SFMTA in meeting with the Neighborhood Working Group to discuss the project design, invite members to weigh in on elements of the project, and shape public outreach. Additionally, we have presented project information and received feedback from the following community-based organizations and stakeholders, listed in alphabetical order. If you would like to partner with PNC and the city to modernize Potrero Yard, please contact us with questions, comments, or join our email list at potreroyard@sfmta.com or potreroyard@plenaryamericas.com, 415-646-2223. Additional information, including project fact sheets, can be found online at www.sfmta.com/Potrero Yard.